I like riding with my dad because I definitely feel safe and secure. Often I think about what's going to go wrong, and so having somebody as a backup like, yep, we're going to be fine, just helps you get out of that negative mindset.
How do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time. That is our mantra.
Riding a bike across the country, that's a tremendous feat in and of itself. But imagine doing it on one of these, a high-wheel bike. That's precisely what father-daughter duo Randy and Amy Oleynik did when they set out not once, but twice to complete a record-breaking journey together.
We're gonna ride with Bill.
Yeah.
I started riding high wheels back in 1991 when I was asked to join a high-wheel bicycle band.
Soon after, Randy and his family joined the Wheelman Organization. It's an international group that collects, restores, and shows antique bicycles.
My daughter wanted to ride with the wheelman, but the girls all had to wear dresses and ride the safety bikes, and she did not want anything to do with the dresses. So she said, Dad, get me some knickers. I'm learning to ride a high wheel.
How old was she?
She was 13, I believe, 12 or 13.
And the rest is history.
And the rest is history. I've been riding with her since. Riding with Amy is great just because it gives us time to catch up on everything. No cell phones, no texting, even just clear time just to talk about nothing, you know, just to be silly and talk about goofy stuff.
But one pivotal event led to the ride of a lifetime.
I had a very dear friend of mine in Indiana, Wheelman. He says, I'm going to the doctor. He goes to the doctor, diagnosed with colon cancer. Two months later, he passes away.
His death gave Randy and Amy the push to ride cross-country on their high-wheel bikes together.
And as soon as he passed away, that was the straw that said, we're going, because you just don't know. Ray rode on the back of my bike as a guardian angel all the way across the country and looked over us.
The journey was 57 days, over 3,314 miles. They started in San Francisco and ended in Boston, Massachusetts.
Let me tell you the count. 3,314 miles. That is right there. I definitely learned a lot about my dad during the trip. He's the map person, but I'm the Google Map person. And of course, when you're out riding for hours, you want to talk about something. I would try and ask my dad about like his past, because as a kid, you don't ask your parents about those things.
Amy was attempting to be the first woman to ride across. Unfortunately, another wheelman started several months before us. So I started thinking, you know, I enjoyed the trip so much, I'm going north to south. And I told Amy, no woman has done both. So you're number 2 there, but if you do this, you will be the first woman. And of course, Amy said,
sign me up.
So we started in Sault Ste. Marie and then continued down through Michigan all the way down into Florida.
When you were on that cross-country track, what surprised you most about your daughter?
When you raise your children, you know, you raise them up to like 18 and you send them off, but they're always kids to you. But she came back as an adult, so I got to learn what a great adult she had turned out to be. So it wasn't until after that it really dawned on me how special the time was. You're trying to get across the country and everything, but after the fact, when someone comes and says, that's the greatest thing you did with your daughter, and you're thinking like, yeah, it really was.
Why was it so emotional when you finished that trip with Amy?
When you finally get to the end there, you've made it, and you're sitting there with your daughter, and you know, she reaches over and puts her arm around you, and it's done. And you just get like this, to be there with her, to experience that. But
making memories, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice to have something in common with your parents. I think one of the things I recognize in other people is that they don't get along with their parents. So even though I do get along very well with my parents, just having an activity to do together is very bonding. While he's not like silly and singing songs until I make him, he always has a really good attitude.
No chains here.
No chains.
No gears here.
No. As soon as chain and gear got here, these bikes disappeared overnight.
But you do have a bell.
You do have a bell. Get the horses out of the way.
Oh, that was the purpose back then?
Back then, yeah.
And what purpose does it serve now?
Get the people out of the way.
And by people, he means me. While I wasn't ready to ride myself, Randy did show me how it's done. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Holy smokes. You make it look so easy. You make it look so easy. One of the things I always enjoy about doing these stories about dads like yourself is it becomes fairly obvious to me pretty quickly that it's never about the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's about that thing being a conduit to connect with the child.
Absolutely. You find something that they like doing that you do, there's an instant connection there. Unfortunately, a lot of us raised in my generation, you had the father figure in your children, and the two worlds didn't mix all that much. And so I was very fortunate that my kids made the connection for me, because I wasn't wise enough to do that.
Sometimes with parents, you see your kids as kids forever. So going on our ride specifically really just showed how much faith he had in me as an adult. He knew that I could hold my own. He knew that he could count on me. And so to feel that way as an adult, it really means a lot to me.
What's the saying? Pain is temporary, pride is forever.